Hey guys, let's deep dive into Hammers and Waves by Skybox Audio. And as you might know, what's special about this library is a couple of things. First of all, we have a robotic arm sampling the instruments. And this means that the velocity levels are all very consistent and that, well, no human suffered through the process, of course. And second, we also have about 10 different instruments. So it's not just one piano or anything like that. We have 10 different instruments. We have grand piano, we have upright, we have some relics, we have electric pianos and toy pianos and a lot of other very, very cool instruments. So in this video, let's dive into the engine. Let's see how you can use this instrument for sound design and to get some crazy sounds. So let's get started. So this is Hammers and Waves, and as you can see, I'm using the Complete Control software. This is a free software. And by the way, you can run Hammers and Waves in the free Kontakt player. So this is really important because you don't really have to own the full Kontakt software. Now, if you go in Complete Control to the library of instruments, and after you install this, you'll see that you have 4 different libraries. And you have Hammers and Waves acoustic, we have chime, we have electric, and we have prepared. Now I'm going to select the first one, acoustic. So let's just click that. And when you do this, you'll see that you have option for banks here. So I'm going to click that. And now we have different banks. So if I'll just select something else, let's select, for example, the electric. Then you click that drop down and you see that we have 2 banks. We have 2 electric pianos here. We have the EP200A and we have the Suitcase 73. So that's how you sort of find those 10 different instruments. So they are in the banks here and they are separated into 4 different libraries. So let's go back to the acoustic just for our example here. And let's see what we've got there. And if we'll just click this acoustic, you'll see that you have a choice of filtering options here and you'll see all the presets and everything. Of course, you can create your own. So now let's see what we've got in the user interface, and there are some changes between the electric and the others, and I'll show you that. So this is the upright here, and let's just listen to the sounds. So now don't let the very simple user interface confuse you, because we have a lot of things going on under the hood, and we're going to pop up the hood and look inside. So first of all, here you'll see that you have a few controls, and the main 3 sound sources here are the source. This is the sort of sampled sounds, the clean sounds maybe. Then we have Swarm on the left, which is a granular synthesis engine. And we have Fractals, which is more of arpeggiators and sound design, other tools. So on the very far left, we have modulations. And on the far right, we have the space, which is basically reverb and delay. So now let's listen to some more sounds. Very cool. And now let's see some more stuff inside each of these controls. So first of all, when you just hover on those titles, you see that you get the color change and you have this triangle here, you'll see that you can actually click that. So if I'll click the source, this will be our main sound source. We have a lot of things going on. So let me try and get you sorted out here very, very fast. So first of all, on the top here, we have sort of the color or the timbre of the sound in a few controls. So we have close, far miking. We have color if you want it more bright or darker. We have shifting here. So you can shift this in different ways. So if I'll just click this, you'll hear how it sounds. So this is kind of a filter. So it's a tilt filter. Then we have shape. And this will be the release kind of shape. If you want to shift the octaves of the source here, just click the title of the octave and turn it on. And you can go 12 semitones up, even 24, or go all the way to -24. So let's try that. Pretty cool. Next, in the middle, we have the velocity curve, and you can just click this, drag it. You can actually go left and right here, and you'll see that you can shape that velocity curve. We also have the minimum and maximum, but on the left and the right, we have some very, very cool, very important controls. So we have the realism, and then we have the hyper-realism. And so the note will be, let me show you how that actually sounds. So it will give us a more defined sound when we press the notes. This will be the release, resonance, hammers, the sounds of the hammers. We have the sound of the pedal, we have a damper, the sound. So all of these sounds are sampled through, the process of sampling gave us those sounds as we play the piano, as it was recorded. And on the hyperrealism part here, we have the pre-strike, which is very unique because just before the hammers are striking the strings, there will be some sound there, so you can just add that as well. And then you have the actual strike. We have a sub sound, so it's kind of a resonant sub to add more flavor to the overall sound, and then we have noise. But every time you see those triangles here, those signs, you can click this and go into more and more sound design options. So this is really a rabbit hole of sound design. And here we have the strike. So you can have different types of strikes, even, even glass. We have 8-beat. We'll try that maybe. Wire, noise, plastic, wood. So let's try something. Let's get a click. And then we have the volume. We also have a filter here. I'll just exaggerate that very, very much. Right, and let's try something else. Let's try felt. And let's try some other preset just for fun, so we'll get a more more chances to experience hammers and waves. And again, I'm going back to the source here, and you'll see that we also have volume, we have panning, we have pitch, and on the right here we have effects. So we have the different effects. If you click this, you'll see that we have 4 slots for effects, and we'll go back to that one later. So let's go into the source, and here we also have delay and reverb to add, and we are adding that to the source layer. And those are actually defined by the space. So we'll go there again later. We'll just have a quick look. So you can see that we have delay section and we have the reverb. So this is pretty cool. Next, let's see what we have in the swarm. So I'm going to click that one. And first of all, of course, you can really blend those 3 layers. You have the source, you have swarm, you have fractals, and you can blend between them. You don't have to use all of them. And if you choose to just move that up, you'll see that you get that sort of signature granular synthesis vibe. And so you see that we have movement here, that's the rate. Then we have the color amount, and we have this shift, and this will also give us different flavors of the sound. But you can also move this ball here and try and find different textures. All right, so that's the idea. Very, very cool. It will add a lot of movement into the sound that you are trying to get here. And of course, the rate can be either in parts here. Well, it is going with your BPM, or you can click this and then have it in milliseconds and seconds. Very nice. And again, we have the effects, we have the delay, we have the reverb, and again, on the left, we have the volume, panning, and pitch, but we also have the texture here, and we have the widths. So let's try and go all the way here. Add some intensity. And so that's the swarm. Now let's move over to the fractals. So in the fractals here, again, let's click and drag this one up. And I'll show you later that you can actually automate that with the mod wheel. But if you turn this one on, let's just remove a bit of the volume from the other sources. So you can see that this is sort of an arpeggiator, and we have the pattern here. So we have different patterns, even chords. And let's try something else, moving in. We have, of course, the rate. And we can add steps. We have octaves, number of octaves here. And we have humanizing, and we have swing. We can skip here. And we also have the ability to repeat or just straight. And if you just click those arrows left and right, you'll see that you can go on and create those patterns here with the velocities. Very cool. So that is the fractals, but they can also move. So you can move this texture here. And we have rate, we have color, we have the shift again. But we also have some other cool stuff here. So again, we have the strike. So this is going to add that striking sound at the beginning of the sound. So let's try something here. And I'll go back again, left here. Let's just get a slower rate so we can appreciate what's happening here. Click that strike and let's get the volume up. And let's try wood. Let's try felt thick, glass, knives, very, very cool. So this is the fractal. So we have the source, we have the swarm, we have the fractals, then we have space and mode. So let me show you the space here. If you click that one, you'll see that we have the delay part, and then we have the reverb part. So if you click the title here, you'll see that we have a choice of different delays. And if you click the title of the reverb here, you'll see that we have a lot of choices. So you can try and just experiment with that. We of course have all the usual controls that you'll find in delays and in reverbs, like for example the rate, the feedback. We have low pass, high pass. So this is pretty comprehensive delay effect here. And then we can also change the amount of delay for each of the layers, if that will be the source, the swarm, the fractals. So this is pretty cool. And then we have the same idea here for the reverbs. You just select something, you'll see that we have the pre-delay, we have the size and everything, and then we can decide to add that delay and the reverb to each of those layers. Very, very useful. So if I go back now to source, for example, you'll see the volume here. You'll see how much of delay, how much of reverb I'm adding to that layer. So this is very, very good design by the user interface engineers here. So really, really like that idea here. So now let's see what we have in the mod control. So this is modulation, of course. So right now we have nothing, it's not on. I can turn it up here. And this will add movement. So let's see how does it work. So click the title here and you will see that we have three categories. We have the volume, we have panning, we have pitch, and we have the different wave shapes. Then we have, of course, the rate for each one, and then we have the different layers. We have the three layers, and we can decide if we want to modulate the source, the swarm, the fractal, and so on. And that's the idea here. And we can turn this on for all of them. We can change the rate. Let's try and select different wave shape. So now we are panning. And let's try another preset. Click the mode, and again, you can see exactly how everything is set up. You can see the wave shape, you can see the rate, and we also have pulse width if you select the square. And at this point, I would like to ask you guys, if you like this video, then leave a comment. Let me know what feature of this library you like most, and also, of course, like the video. Now, one thing that you need to know about this library is that there's one difference between the pianos here with the acoustic pianos and the electric. So let's select the electric pianos here, and I'll show you what's the difference. If you select just something, let's go for this one, and we'll click the source. You'll see that we have different controls here on the top. So we have DI or amp control, we have color, and everything else. But this is important. So we have this DI or amp control, and if you click the title here, you'll see that we have amplifier and a cabinet. So this is pretty cool, and you can change this, of course, to different settings. And you can turn on or off the amplifier or the cabinet here, and you can select different cabinets, by the way. So we have choices. Very, very cool. But we also have mics. So you can click this and get different mics. Okay, so that was Hammers and Waves by Skybox Audio. I hope you enjoyed this one. And of course, if you still have any questions or anything at all, just leave comments below this video. And you can also get in touch with me through my Discord server. And I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you and bye-bye.